Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel. Welcome to my channel if you're new. Hi, I'm Mand. I want to try my tiny little mic. I've had it with forever, and I haven't done a sit-down chatty video in a while. So I actually wanted to come on because I feel like there's some things I just wanted to talk about, and I feel that sitting down at a desk isn't going to do it. So grab a snack, grab a drink. I do apologize for the haphazard chaosness of this, but that is kind of in one way what my channel is like. So if that's going to jam, then get comfy cozy and we will get into chatting about some things that came up in August. I feel like August was an absolute chaotic and hectic month for everyone between that full moon that we had. We're not even going to talk about Mercury retrograde because seriously, what was that? Honestly, that was just chaos at its finest. It was definitely one of the more tougher retrogrades that I have put down. And I have to say, I'm finding it slightly uncomfortable being on camera with my hair up. I don't typically come online or come on and show my face when my hair is off my face. I don't know. It's just one of these vulnerabilities that I don't like sharing, I suppose. And so, tiny mic, what are you doing? Okay, so I seem to have some technicality issue with my mic, so I might have to turn it off at some stage. I don't know. I'm still trying to grasp editing and microphones and all things like fancy social media, whatever. Anyway, so what am I coming on to talk about? The beauty in being vulnerable and something that I seem to be incapable of sometimes a little bit. And for example, I don't like coming on talking when my hair is up. I don't know, I don't particularly like it. I feel like I have to wear earrings and make myself, maybe do a bit more mascara and things like that so that I don't feel as, I suppose, maybe it's an insecurity. I suppose it is. But I found August so tough. I genuinely found August to be such a ridiculously tough month. There was a lot going on, especially at the end of August. And so what happens then is I don't get to work with my decks and in my spiritual practice as much as I would like, just because I feel, sometimes maybe we don't talk about this in tarot community, witchy community, spiritual community. I don't know, whatever community you want to call it. That sometimes, okay, life keeps happening and priorities sometimes have to be set, and sometimes, excuse me, my decks aren't a priority when certain things come up. So I worked with a few decks, yes, this month, but not as nearly as in depth that I would like. I got to finish some fiction books that I was reading, but I never got to dive any deeper with any tarot books or spiritual books because my head, I just couldn't comprehend it, right? As in it just, there's no point trying to study anything because nothing was going to go in. And I suppose in one way, when you don't dive very deep into your practice, it's hard to do a monthly wrap up because August was just so incredibly chaotic. There was so much that went on. There was, a lot in my own personal life that I had going on that I didn't really dive very deep into any decks, and I haven't in quite some time, if I'm being honest. It's been very hard for me to sit down and read a guidebook because the last thing I want to do after a very busy day is to fill my head with more information. I just want to sit and maybe play a game or read a fiction book. I got into reading again. I've always loved reading, but I've been kind of reading on and off this year, and last year was much better. Although I have to say this year I've been pretty good. But I got into reading the Cruel Prince series and I've been really, really enjoying that. And so, it got me thinking then on what is it that I really want to bring to my channel? And I find it very hard to niche down. I'm not very good at it, clearly. That, I love art, magic, crafting, creating, and I fell in love with making junk journals a couple of years back, when we went through that, where we were told to stay inside and things. That time, I got into making junk journals because it was like a fun creative outlet for me. And I don't want to transform my whole channel into doing junk journals, because it's not just junk journals. It's like journaling, but art magic, but also journaling. Journaling has always helped me for a very long time. I have a lot of journals. And I have kept journals for many, many years. I think well over 12 years now at this stage. I have like an entire box full of all the journals. And even when I was younger, but I don't know how many of those I have. But I want to incorporate that a bit more. The only thing is, it's very time consuming. And I don't want to just talk about decks here. I feel like there's enough people talking about it. And I suppose sometimes you get the sense that not even your opinion. It's not even that. It's like, how many times can you talk about the same deck, right? How many times do you want to see the same deck? I mean, honestly, I have a substantial collection. Will I ever stop collecting? Probably not. But there's more to me than just tarot and oracle. And I do readings, right? So I am using my decks, and I only use a certain amount. But for my channel, I want more. I want to just have a community of creatives and intuitives and mystics that come together talking about whether it be witchy elements or even like angels. I love working with angels too, and crystals and tarot. So I want it to be a mix mash of everything. So what do you call that? Can you help me? Because I don't know what to call that, because I love doing VRs, right? But it's not the only thing I love doing. I love creating this journal. The magical journal. 1 second. Let me get it, because maybe you're new and you haven't seen it. I did like a whole series on creating this magical journal, and a wonderful channel tagged me, and I must get back to all the comments because I've been so bad at replying to comments lately. And she made a fantastic, I believe her channel is called Simply Han. I'll try and remember to tag it in the description box. She made such a fantastic journal, and she made such a great point. It's like, well, what do I do with it now? And how many of us have made journals, right? Even from scratch. I know it myself. I've made tons of journals, and they just sit there. Don't do anything with it. I have with this. I will do a video on this week, and that is what I want to talk about. Is, I know maybe a lot of you have followed me from VRs that you've watched or deck videos that I have done, but would it be such a bad thing if I incorporated a bit more art magic and grimoire stuff in it, and writing? Because writing and creating and making beautiful pages, because I really like pretty pages and I like pretty journals, and they're time consuming. And if you're like me, so maybe it's not even, sometimes maybe you get a little lost on what to do with your journal. And I love it, because I don't consider myself like artsy, like drawing kind of thing, but collage art now. I don't consider myself an artist, an artist, no. But I love creating journals, and I love taking scraps and what most people might consider junk and making it into something pretty and usable. That's the whole point. It's usable. I mean, this whole journal has an entire function. It's a journal. You can use it. And so I want to incorporate more of that. Here, let me show you. See, I have used it. I haven't written on the front page yet, but here. I have used it. So in case you think I just create these journals and then I walk away and I go on to next, I don't. This is kind of a rambly video, and I do apologize, but I did want to upload because maybe you guys can help me out, because I don't think there's any shame in asking for help and going, you know what, I'm not really 100% sure what I'm doing here, and I'm completely winging it, and I think that's okay. And I don't know why I'm getting I think I'm just emotional, because again, there's a lot going on, and so you guys have become such great friends between YouTube, Instagram, TikTok. I have made so many friends here, and I am so appreciative, and I'm so beyond grateful. But I suppose sometimes you feel a little lost. And so I'm asking my friends here, what do you guys think? Is having just an eclectic mix of things like nice to have, or do you just follow certain channels for specific reasons? If that makes sense. Like, I do tarot readings and oracle card readings for others, and I love doing that. I love reading for people. I'm probably the worst person to advertise myself. But anyway, but I also love creating like magical journals and journals for myself, but also journals and like little trinkets and things like that for people to use. As you can see, like I made like a manifestation box and things like that. So anyway, I'm gonna stop because I've rambled enough, and I feel like it'll be enough for you to unpack and for myself. But yeah, just I suppose one creative to another, going, sometimes we have no idea what we're doing, and that's okay. And it's okay to feel lost, and it's okay to want to do 110 things and ask your internet friends. Going, what do you guys think? Does it bother you, or do you like just following different things? Because I love doing picky cards as well. So, you know, and I cannot run 10 different channels. That's not possible. Well, it is probably, but it's not possible for me. I don't have that time freedom. So, yeah. Aside from that, I'm going to love you and leave you. Going to grab another cup of coffee. And yeah, let me know what you think. And I promise I'm going to reply to all your comments now as well. So, have a fabulous day, afternoon, evening, wherever you are in the world. And I'll see y'all in the next video. And thanks so much if you've watched to the end of this. I appreciate all of it.